Good afternoon. Money, the symbol that drives the world of business, commerce, economy, is also the primal factor that keeps attackers and other threat actors evolving. It is especially true when we look back at the past 3 quarters, trying to understand the cyber threat landscape in the year of 2020. My name is Fei Xiang, the Senior Cyber Threat Intelligence Researcher from Group IB. My name is Fei Xiang, Senior Cyber Threat Researcher from Group IB. Group IB is a cyber threat intelligence-driven security company. We are a Singapore-based solution provider aimed at detection and prevention of cyber attacks and as well as online fraud. We also specialized in high-profile cyber investigation and intellectual property protection services. Group IB's technical leadership is built on our 17 years of hands-on experience in cybercrime investigations around the world and over 60,000 hours of cybersecurity incident response. We helped our client to recover more than $300 million from cyber criminals. What's more, Group IB is a proud partner of Interpol and Europol. My cyber threat intelligence unit focuses on tracking cybercriminal activities, research the botnets, hacking infrastructure, analyzing the latest techniques, tactics, and procedures adopted by threat actor groups, and monitoring illicit cyber trading activities. I'm specialized in malware research, adversary hunting, and Asia-related threat intelligence operations. I myself specialized in malware research, adversary hunting, and Asia threat intelligence operations. To collect data, we analyze various botnets and malware while conducting incident response, monitoring underground forums, and accumulating information on new trends, threats, and data leaks. Every day, we research thousands of compromised credentials, bank card numbers, hackers' accounts, messages, and announcements in the dark web. Also, of course, as well as tens of thousands of tags, which enable us to promptly notify the defender side. Cyber threat intelligence service role essentially is to provide an early warning and in-depth understanding of the attacks, to help defenders decide where they should plan and spend defensive resources, to spot weakness in the defense, and to find out breaches that were not detected by existing defense resources. As the far-seer in Group IB, we provide 3 kinds of threat intelligence to our client, to our incident response, crime investigators, and our partners such as industry associations and law enforcement. First of all, it is the tactical intelligence. It sits at the foundation of threat intelligence service. It includes indicators of compromise, a detailed description of techniques, tactics, and procedures. And in the middle, it is the operational intelligence that includes campaign information and a higher level of description of the TTPs. And sometimes it comes in with the attribution. At the top of the pyramid, it is a strategic intelligence we produce to the management. It sits at the highest level, include trained information on the motivation of the threat actors and as well as the classification of the threats. As a threat intelligence researcher, this is my pyramid of pain or challenges. At the bottom, we have data that can be automatically collected, exchanged. As you can see, it has common hash values, IP addresses, domain names, and so on. On the top is the in-depth intelligence that helps defenders truly understand the TTPs that is beyond the simple data. And this is where the human intelligence shines. As a natural aggregation of TTP analytics and research, this is the threat actor-driven approach that we choose to take. And that is why our team organized our analytics, research, and knowledge base around the threat actor groups. Given the global pandemic situation, the world's economic activities are rapidly shifting online. In the past 3 quarters of 2020, we have observed the cybercriminals' activities has been increasing, on the contrary of the physical world. The threat actors are more financially driven than ever. We believe it is a side effect of the world economy downturn. The social engineering vector is the most popular initial attack vectors for various kinds of attacks. Remote work theme attack that includes attack on remote collaboration tools, corporate VPNs, remote desktop access, and the surge of business theme phishing attacks. On the other hand, the specialization trend is accelerated by the surge of threat actor activities. The term hacker is no longer accurate for hacking TTP analytics. We see the role of separation of cyber weaponry developers, brokers, market operators, hacking organizers, and attackers. Furthermore, we see as a result, the hacking as a service market has been thriving. We've seen ransom as a service, DDoS as a service, as other hacking as a service. Lastly, the ransom attack is the single most prominent type of attack in 2020 first 3 quarters, and we believe it will remain the truth for the last quarter. The new threat actors move into this territory expecting large return of investment. Now, let's take a quick look into the threat against the financial sector, which is the single most frequently targeted industry in 2020. From enterprise perspective, the social engineering-oriented attack against bank employees spiked in 2020. On the other hand, from banking consumer perspective, we see interesting divides of TTPs against different victims in various different countries. Australia, Malaysia, Vietnam banking users are frequently targeted. While Australians suffering many desktop banking malware attacks, on the other hand, Malaysia and Vietnam see rapid growing cases of mobile banking malware. Thanks to the massive evolution of Android system security and powered up Google Play Store security checks, Android bankers' malware went quiet for a moment, just a moment, in the late 2019. However, in 2020, we observed revitalization of malware especially targeted at Android operating system and its related trading and hacking activities. Long-living banker families such as Alien, Anubis, and Cerberus all made their way back alive. Furthermore, we also observed phishing campaigns on the rise against Hong Kong and Singapore, the 2 traditional regional financial centers. Now, let's switch from an enterprise view to a personal perspective. As I mentioned before, hackers are increasingly financially driven. Getting a hold of a personal credit card is one of the quickest ways to profiteering, money laundering, and build up anonymity in the dark web. The data shown here has been covered regions and countries that spread around ASEAN, Hong Kong, India, Japan, Pakistan, and Taiwan. There are 2 main kinds of data that has been traded in the dark web. One is dumps and the other is CC. Dumps comes from the physical credit card that has extracted from the credit card's magnetic stripe. The CC card, on the other hand, are the text data that you input when you do online purchase. For example, when you go to Lazada, Shopee, and type in your credit card numbers, holder's name, and expiration date. In the first 3 quarters of 2020, we see there are roughly 400,000 credit cards get stolen and sold on the dark web in the form of dumps. The total estimation of the market size are $21 million US. On the other hand, the CC type of data dump has been traded at a price of around $33 million US, and we estimate there are around 1.3 million cards get stolen and traded around the globe. We observed 2 special surges in such a kind of illicit trading activities. One is in the middle of February, during the early stage of pandemic, and the other is the late August. When we talk about fast revenue, ransomware is the single choice of the threat actor in 2020. Various families of malware submerged with new malicious capabilities. Ransomware itself is a fairly low-skill barriers attack, brutal yet very effective. The essence of the strategy is to encrypt victim data. However, in order to conduct a successful ransom attack, the threat actor groups need various resources and talents, ranging from getting the initial access to the victim system, doing the victim reconnaissance to ransom amount evaluation, victim data extraction, ransom payment management, and last but not least, the monetization and money laundering operations. Such diversified requirements make ransom attack threat actor groups evolve around into a ransom as a service ecosystem. The RAAS threat actors control the ransomware itself and the brand name. They provide the tools to the attackers who they deem trustworthy and skillful. They orchestrate the monetization process against successful attacks and distribute shares of revenues to its various partners. Some of the big ransom brand names are, for example, Reveal, who is against one of the US New York firm that are allegedly serving the current United States President Donald Trump. Snake Group, that is, have a very successful attack against Hunter Group. And also the Maze Group that was pulling off the attack against SD Engineering and LG Electronics. The ransom demand went from private conversation to a public execution style. Ransom Group built their own homepage in the dark web for publicly posting new victim information and ransom amount. When not paid, the victim data will be dumped into the public space. Besides the encryption-based ransom attacks, we also observe the surge of email-delivered ransom note demanding a certain amount of money that if not paid, the company or the victim will be undertaking DDoS attacks. In 2020, threat actors evolve around the economy. The threat actors and groups submerge and fade out. GandCrab original author groups chose to fade away in late 2019. However, some of the members of the group got the source code, and the ashes of GandCrab, they raised the real evil. Furthermore, as we are speaking, Maze Group announced its retirement in the beginning of November, pocketing several $1 million of profit. As we observe in the dark web space, the Russian elite threat actors shifting away from its conventional business to the ransom attack space. This leaves a power vacuum. In the conventional phishing-driven attacks, Russian elite threat actors shifted from ransom attack space. Well, this leaves a power vacuum in the conventional phishing-driven attacks where Russian-speaking threat actors used to thrive. we observe the threat actors from African countries are entering the game. Thanks to the young population with programming skills and the loose cyber and financial regulations in the local authorities, African threat actor groups see rapid growth. Furthermore, we see the resurface of various Chinese-speaking threat actors, with major shifting to the cloud as their command and control infrastructure. The C2 server now has been spreading in the globe. We see server in mainland China, in APAC region, and as further north as in the Nordic region. The primary purpose of threat actor research is not to produce the statistics in management reports and make people feel happy. Rather, it is an effective approach to aggregate various TTPs, organize defender knowledge base, and help the good guys like you to make sense from low-level events and data. We trace the threat actors to look for their mistakes, so we can acquire early threat intelligence and understand the tool they are using, the approach they are making, and the way they organize themselves. With that, thank you for your attention. As a threat researcher, we always open to the collaboration to the organization, to the NGOs, and to industry associations. Thank you.